And what's up everyone, Lord Ryujin here, bringing you yet another YouTube video and continuing my coverage of E3 2015. Now, I just got finished watching the Microsoft E3 press conference, and I have to say, you have won me over, Microsoft. This is the first time that I have to say in a long time of watching E3 that I have to say that I am actually thinking that you have knocked it out of the ballpark. I mean, you have been doing great lately. You knocked the price down of the Xbox One. You have made the shift from it being an entertainment thing to more being a gaming console. You focused on games this year, and you have given me everything that I could ask for. I mean, you've got me interested in Halo, something that I thought would never happen. You have got me interested in Tomb Raider. You've got me hooked with Gears of War 4. And you've shown off quite a good plethora of games that I am really excited about. I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I don't want to show footage or get into anything, because there's still a lot of stuff that wasn't shown, such as Scalebound and Crackdown and stuff like that, that if you want to check them out, by all means, please go check them out. But it looks like the Xbox One has a lot of great features coming forward now, especially now that they've done the backwards compatibility. And that was the big news for me. The backwards compatibility is a selling point. It's one reason why I picked up my Wii U first, and why I'm going to pick up an Xbox One, is because I don't like the idea of having to switch between my PS4 and my PS3. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sony somehow works on backwards compatibility with their PS4. But the fact that I can now buy an Xbox One and play Xbox 360 games on it is exciting, although I am a little bit concerned with how you're going to do it, because you stated something about download, and this makes me feel like I'm going to have to save the entire game to the hard drive. And this just makes me wonder if this is the reason why you announced the 1 terabyte Xbox Ones, because you knew you were going to do this, and so you knew that you needed to double your space to make room for everyone's massive 360 collections, I'm sure. If that's the case, I'm not really interested in that. I have an Xbox 360 that I'll just continue to play games on, no big deal. But if you can have it read directly from the Xbox 360 disc, then I'm sold. I will play all the Halo games on one thing. And that's got me thinking now, is this going to finally put an end to all this malarkey that's going on with HD remakes? What do I mean? Well, you had to come out with the Master Chief Collection, so you said, in order to give us all the Master Chief games on one system. But if you'd just given us the backwards compatibility to begin with, which it should have been there from the beginning, I don't care. I know that money talks, and you think that the consumer is just going to buy your system just because it has an Xbox brand attached to it, that they're going to buy it. And I'm going to get into this a little bit later with another company. But that's not the case. And now that you have backwards compatibility, that means I can play all the Halos that came out for the 360 that were not included on the Master Chief Collection. And I think that's one of my big problems with HD remasters, is the fact is that it would cost you less money just to release it again. I mean, let's look at the Rare Collection, okay? You announced the Rare Collection, which, granted, great, if you're the kind of person that didn't grow up with Rare and playing them, like I own Jet Force Gemini, I own Banjo-Kazooie, those kind of games I already have. But if you're the kind of person that you didn't grow up playing the Rare games, this is a great opportunity for you. However, I still feel like it's a cash grab, because you could have just released those games digitally through the Xbox shop, couldn't you? You could have just released them through your shop. But, you know, I digress. Different strokes for different folks. I'm not going to go into that here because that's just my preference. I think that your E3 presentation was very good. You started off on a good note, and you pretty much kept it. There were a few games in there that I personally just did not care for. That's just me. But for the most part, you showed off a lot of stuff that got me interested. And with the backwards compatibility and the announcements of all the stuff that you've announced, like the swappable controller, you have got me really invested, and you've got me really secured in the idea that I can finally buy an Xbox One and feel like I'm getting my money's worth, that I can plop down the money, whether it's to get the 500 gigabyte one or the 1 terabyte one, regardless of which one I purchase, that I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. 'Cause so far, and I said I was going to talk about this earlier in the video, I don't feel like I'm getting that from Sony. I'm sorry. I love the PS4. The games that are on it are a pretty good experience, but I don't feel like I'm getting that from Sony. And from what I hear, we'll see what Sony announces later on in the day when they do their press conference. I could be mistaken, but my understanding is that they're not showing off any first-party exclusives, at least nothing new. That they're probably going to show off the Oculus Rift. Sorry, not the Oculus Rift. They're going to show off the Project Morpheus VR headset, just like Microsoft showed off their HoloLens, which is a really neat tech thing. I am really excited to try that bad boy out. And the new Move controller, and maybe talk about Uncharted 4. Again, we will see what they announce. But unless they come out with a ton of first-party exclusives like what Microsoft has shown, I feel as though Sony's getting a little bit confident in themselves. But we'll see what they announce before I hold out my final judgment for that. Otherwise, yeah, good presentations, Microsoft. Make sure that you put your thoughts in the comments down below. And this is proof right here, people, that I am not a Nintendo or Sony fanboy at all, because when Microsoft does a good job, I applaud them. I say, good job, Microsoft. You've got me hooked on the idea that I can finally buy an Xbox One confidently, because I'm going to get a ton of exclusives, more than what I have on the PS4. And that I'm going to be able to plop down $400, $500, $600, depending on how many games and accessories I want to get for it. And I know that when I unbox it, I'm going to be enjoying it for days, weeks, months on end, and not feel like, why did I buy this machine? Otherwise, guys, make sure that you join me later on for my discussion about Sony. And then I think we'll be done for the day. Again, I'm not going to really talk about EA. I don't really care what they come out with. You saw during the E3 press conference, nobody was really clapping or really excited. That's how I feel about EA. You don't really have a lot that I care that's coming out with right now. But yeah, I think that that's about it. Make sure that you put down in the comments what you feel. If there's anything that I missed, we can talk about it. But otherwise, Microsoft, again, good job, good show. You have me really excited. And so far, this has been a really great E3. Bethesda has knocked it out of the park. Nintendo has done really good with their Smash Brothers announcement. And Microsoft has done really well as well. So we'll just have to see what comes from Sony's camp in a few hours. Otherwise, guys, make sure that you keep watching. Again, I know I've said it before, post what you think down in the comments below. And I'm going to end this video as I always do. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and have yourself a good one. I'll see you next time.